like we learned how to make a table and insert data inside it. Today we will learn how to make a list. So all what we just have to do is insert any element here and add item and insert the second item and so on. And if we want to remove any item, just type the name of this item. So I want to remove 5, so remove. And if we want to remove 8, so it will remove the last number. And if we didn't write anything and try to add item, please insert an item first. So here is the whole idea. The HTML structure of this exercise is a text input, add item button and remove item button, and then an ordered list to add the items. So let's get started. So let's start with the input, and the type is text, and an ID equal to text, and then the add item button, and make another one for clear item, and finally an ordered list. So the HTML now is over, and we will add the style in the JavaScript video. So in JavaScript, we will define two variables, one to access to the input and another one to access to the unordered list. And we will make a function for add button and another function to remove button. So I hope now you are focused, because we have new things here, like how to make the list using JavaScript, and also we have two methods, append and remove a child. So let's start with the variables, and I will access to the input, and another one to access to the unordered list, the ID is list. Then let me start creating a function for add item button. So that on click equal to a function So firstly, let me make sure if the user has inserted any data or not. So if input dot value dot length equal 0. So if the inserted data is 0, so in this case alert, please insert any item, and else we will create a list element and assign it to a variable. So a variable, and call it list like this, and will be document dot create element. And the element that we want to create is list. Then I want to give it an ID. This ID will be helpful when we start making function to remove this item. So we will see this later. So let me continue. So list dot set attribute, and the attribute is ID, and let me make the ID equal to the name of the inserted data. So input dot value. So for example, if the inserted data is 5, so I want to give this item an ID equal to 5, and then list dot append a child. So append a child is a method appends a node as the last child of a node. What does this mean? So simply this means we want to add an element inside this list, or we want to add an item inside this list. So for the list tag, I want to type something. So append a child will help us to do this. So list.append a child and document that. So to insert data inside the list, we have to use create text node. So create text node, and the data that we want to insert as an element in the list is the input.value. We want the data that inserted in the input to be an element in the list. So input.value. And finally, this list tag, we want it to be a child for the unordered list. We want to display the list inside the unordered list element. So ul dot append child, and this child is the list li. So li now equal to the inserted data inside the input. So take this item and put it in the unordered list. So let me save and see. So if we didn't insert any data, please insert an item. If we insert like this, nice. But what if we want to remove? Nothing will happen, of course. So let me make another function to remove the item. So document dot get element by ID, and the ID is clear dot on click equal to a function then let me define a variable item equal to, we want now to access to the item that has the ID of the inserted data. So document dot get element by ID, and the ID will be input dot value. So now I want to get the item that has an ID equal to the inserted data. So here is the trick. The trick is to give the inserted data an ID equal to this data. So now let we remove a child. So ul dot remove child, and this child is item. So let me save and try. And if we remove, nice, and insert 10 and 100. So I want to remove 8. No, I want to remove. Nice. So now append shall help us to add an element to the list and remove this element again by remove child. So let me now just add some styles for the list to make it looks better. So for the unordered list, I will just change the width be 500 pixels. So if the data is large or something, it will be suitable for the list. And then for the list items, so let me save and see how it looks like. So the background not appear because it's kinda similar to white. So I will add a style for the add items. So list and this type is odd. So this style will be just added to the first element, the third one, the fifth, the odd elements. So the background, so let me save and see now. So just the odd elements will be kinda gray and the even elements will be white. Nice. Let me make a hover. So let me change the width to be 400 pixels and make transition 0.8 seconds and change the background color. So let me save and see. Nice. So feel free to add your own style, and if you have another idea of how you can make this list, it will be great. And also don't forget to show it to me. So good luck with that and see you.